Hey, so today is day 11, and I want to talk about judgment and disconnection. So, judgment is very powerful, and what does judgment do? It categorizes things, it specifies about something, it decides on in and out in a way. Um, and we do it in a lot of ways. We externally judge, so we judge other people, we judge situations, and we also judge internally. So we judge ourselves, we judge how well we did, we judge our own character, um, and we judge our thoughts. But judgment actually creates disconnection. So because it specifies and it categorizes, it creates this disconnect. And it's actually like a mental disconnection from what you're judging in many respects. So I'm not saying judgment itself is always bad, but because of its nature to disconnect and to split, I think it's important that we are very careful with it, because it can forge disconnections that aren't healthy or useful for us. And certainly a false judgment will then forge a false disconnect. And I actually think our society values judgment over connection. We've got a lot of TV shows which very much judge people. A lot of our reality shows like contestants to judge people from best to worst. We kick people off if they don't do well. Yeah, we do a lot of that. We had the TV show The Weakest Link, where the host would just criticize contestants for not being as good as other contestants at general knowledge. So this is almost making entertainment out of judgment, and its consequence, which is disconnect. So it's not really a healthy sign in our society, I would view. And I know the personal impacts of judgment. I judged myself a lot as a kid, and I judged myself extremely falsely, and I created a lot of internal anger and frustration and rejection. And then I control my outer world with outer judgments as well towards other people and towards situations in my life. So I know how much that sort of held me back and, created, an intense amount of disconnection in my life. So I just want to raise that topic of judgment and its real connection, ironically, to disconnect. So what should we do with judgment? What's a better way to deal with it? I think we have to be aware of our judgments, and certainly those that we have believed for a long time that have caused disconnect, we should seek to re-evaluate and think whether we should judge again or simply let go of the judgment. And in an instant as well, say you are tempted to judge someone or something, but you're not sure it's the right judgment. It can be helpful to just decide that in that moment you don't need to judge. It's not that you have to form a different judgment. You just let go of the thought and say, whether it's right or wrong, I don't hold it in this moment. And in that moment, you will be choosing a connection. And you can also even say that I choose connection over any judgment. And I think that's a more healthy thought process for any of us to have. Certainly little kids value connection over judgment. And the more that we can return to that, the better it is, I would suggest, for our own mental well-being. and our own place within society. In effect, we'll have better relationships, we'll have better friendships, um, we'll feel more connected with those around us and with ourselves. Um, so anyway, those are just some thoughts. I feel it's been a little, preachy in a way, but forgive me for that. Um, I feel it's a topic that I've certainly thought about in my life a lot, and I did want to share it. So yeah, thanks for listening. Have a great Thursday.